afternoon, guys. I'm Logan FROMME with the Backwoodsman Institute. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make shelter out of some man-made materials. And in specific on this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make basic pup tent. If you're ever in a survival situation, or if you're camping and you just need a shelter to get out of the elements. Alright, so it's getting ready to be springtime. A lot of us are going to be out in the woods, so I'm going to show you what to do so you don't have to pack a whole tent with you. You can just take a tarp, some 550 cord, and a knife, and you'll be good to go. So stay with me, catch you in a bit. Alright, like I said, all I got is the 8x10 regular tarp you can buy at Walmart, any place like that. I got probably about 100 feet of 550 cord, which I always carry with me. What's key when you're going to be using this 550 cord, you don't want to cut it unless you have to. You can keep it all rolled up, and I still got my 100 foot still in here, and I can use pieces of it and I just let the tails hang off. So if you need it later on, you can use it. Don't cut it unless you have to. Alright, how I select my site that I want to set up for a shelter, it depends if I'm going to be doing a one-night stay or if I'm going to stay there for a while and I'm going camping. Alright, we're going to be talking about a one-night stay. So you want to select two different trees, as you can see behind me, that are roughly 10 foot apart, 8 foot apart, depending on how big you are and how big your tarp is. Alright, because you're going to run a string between them, and then you're going to set your tent up, or your tarp up in between them. Now, what you want to be careful of before you select your site, you want to look up in the air and make sure there's no dead trees or dead limbs that are going to fall on you during the nighttime if the wind starts blowing. It's not just with these two trees, it's with all the trees around you. So you want to go up, look up, make sure there's no limbs that are going to fall on top of you or anything like that that can hurt you whenever you're sleeping at night. So, I got my two trees set up. I'm going to show you how to make a shelter right now. The basic pup tent. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take, it doesn't matter which tree, but this 550 cord, the middle support piece is the most important part. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your 550 cord, make a loop, and you're going to just tie it using both strands to make a loop that's going to stay put. Just like that. Alright, so I use both strands to make this knot, and now I have a loop. Cinch it down tight. What we're going to do is run it around the tree, and you want it to be roughly 2.5, 3 feet high. Alright, so now we have that loop in our string. As you can see, when I tighten this down, this loop's pulling that way and this string's pulling that way, and they go in opposite directions. That forms a bite. So you want this bite to be on the side of the tree, because your rope is going to be pulling straight to the other tree, just like this. So you want it to be on the side of the tree, and you're just going to pull it tight, and that's going to keep it onto this tree. So now we're just going to move over. I'm just going to turn the camera, and there's our other tree. Alright, now we're at the other side of our tree, the other side of our shelter. Now roughly about 6 inches in front of this, I want to make another loop. And I'm going to do, just like that before, double it up, and then just tie a knot with both of them, so you make a loop that doesn't slip, just like that. Alright? Then you run the tail around the tree. Put it through the loop. Make everything so it's level, straight across. Also 3 feet off the ground. And remember that bite, I got my pull string going this way and I got the loop pulling that way. So now I formed that bite right here again. So I'm just going to cinch this down until my knot, my string, is on the side of this tree again, so that bite's on the side of the tree. So you pull it tight, wrap it around the tree a couple times. Alright, so now all I gotta do is tie off this extra tail. Now this is the key part right here. You want to make sure this is all tight, otherwise the shelter is going to give away when the wind starts blowing and everything goes crazy. So you want to make sure this is tight. This is a key component. Alright, so now we got our tarp strung across our main 550 cord piece, and what this is going to do, it's just going to make a tent like this going long ways. and I'll show you that in a little bit. But if you got the luxury of having these little grommets on your tarp, what you're going to do is you're going to match up a grommet onto this main 550 cord piece, just like this. Then you're going to take your extra tail that you have, just going to put it through there, and that's going to keep this secure onto the main line. And you do that to the other side as well. Alright, so we got our tarp all strung across. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to make stakes with my knife, and then probably roughly about 8 inches long. Just going to make a nice little stake that I can put in these grommets. And now I got my side staked in. I'm going to take some weight. I'm going to put it on the back side of the stakes, because I've been in camping sometimes making my own shelter, and the wind tears through at night. It gets up under the tent and rips the stakes out. So that's what you want to keep to a minimum. So we're going to put some weight on the side. So you're just going to grab some sticks, good sized limbs, and just put some weight on right above the stakes. Okay, now I got some weight on the sides. What else also I can do to make it so wind doesn't get underneath? Pile up some pine needles, some leaves from the forest floor right at the base. Do that all the way down. Alright, so now I got it all done. I took the camera off the tripod just to show you guys this. But this is what it looks like. And this side's a little steep because I only have 4 grommets on this tarp. It's an 8-footer on this side, and it's not really centered. So, but I like using those grommets to keep it tight on the main 550 cord line. But that's the other side. Now, in here is where you would sleep. And if you don't have like an isomat or a sleeping platform to lay on, what you can do is you pile up all these, just like the leaves like you just found that we did on the side right there. You pile it up nice and thick in there, and that's going to keep your body insulated from the cold ground. So hope you guys enjoyed this. This is how you make a pup tent out of a tarp. So get in the woods, try it out. Catch you in a bit.